Hey, what's going on, traders? Another red day here. Pretty much my own fault. I decided to try and long something on something that really wasn't even a good setup. I don't know. I let the news convince me that this could go higher. And then I had a plan and I completely bailed on that plan. And then I tried to basically trade it after I said I wouldn't trade it just because I didn't want to let it bounce without me. Yeah, we'll talk about that real quick here on plug since this was our first trade anyway. So at the bell, had a nice move on some really good news that they partnered with Amazon on some kind of power. I forget what kind of power it was here. I can tell you. Announced today that they signed up for the hydrogen supply deal with Amazon. So to me, that sounds really good. It has a big move because of it in pre-market, starts to come back down at the open. Basically looking for this to do the dip and rip. And by that, I mean all the people that were in plug yesterday, all the way down here, are going to see the price way up here. So when it opens up, they're going to sell. And what that's going to do is cause a nice move to the downside. I waited until that move was done, which it went down to 30.54. As it was coming back up, took a small size of literally 10 shares at $30.87. And I was looking for this to go back to the highs and just grind higher all day. Um, Thought it was really good news, thought it could warranty a grind higher. We've seen things grind higher all day on, not any news really. So I really thought that this could be a good thing. I mean, pins is a good example. That is just, they have some kind of speculation that they might be getting bought out and it just grinded higher all day. Where this actually had good news, it was real news, and it decided to just die off all day. However, when it started to come back up, 30.54 was my stop on 10 shares, right? We're in at 30.87. That's literally risking $4 with slippage. That was all I was risking, looking to make $70, right? I was looking to let this, I was hoping this would go up towards $40, like just grind higher all day. Was it going to get there? Probably not. Who knows? But even if it went to like 34 or even 35, something like that, that's still my risk to reward ratio there. It was awesome. It tried to go higher. Obviously didn't take any off. Was looking for a much bigger move up through 32 and higher. Starts to come down. And instead of cutting it, I convinced myself that this might just be a quick liquidity grab, right? A lot of the big money might not have got this move in the pre-market. They might not be in yet. They want a piece of the good news. So they force it down, look for those clear stop levels, get their liquidity, and then push it higher, right? So I said, all right, well, let's see if that's what's happening here. It pushes through, doesn't get down through 30. We end up adding. And I basically tell myself at this point, well, if it goes through 30, I should just cut it. Then I tell myself, well, maybe 30 was where they wanted to push it down to see if there was a lot of stop losses there. It's about 50% of the move. Let me just wait until there. So it goes through, starts to come back up through. I add one last time at 30.11. Finally, I say, okay, if it breaks that area of coming back down through, I'm out. So I get out. Well, what's it do? It looks like it starts to get bought back up. So we get back in. And as you can see, it starts to hold this 64 area, basically risking off that area. I add at 86, just getting some size in case it wants to work. It does try to work. We, again, are still looking for the bigger move. But in this case, I had 40 shares and I was looking for the same type of move. I was looking for this to go up through the highs and grind its way higher. I'm just basically trying to find where I think the big money is attempting to liquidity grab. Well, it tries to go higher. And this on stream live, I say, I bet you I know what's going on here. I bet you they're painting the picture that this is going to start curling back up. All the people that were long up in here will start to average down. But now they have a clear stop, right? It held 64, held 64, it held it again right here at 70. So now they have a pretty clear stop. So now I'm saying, literally, as we're trying to move higher, that they're going to probably come down, try to grab this liquidity because they know a bunch of stops are going to be there. We're going to see a bunch of volume come in, and then it's going to go higher. So right when I realized that, or right when I thought that was what was happening, the first sign that this wasn't going higher, I should have cut this. However, I didn't, and I wrote it out. I put my stop right where everyone else's stop was. Big push down through. It goes down through, gets to 43. Volume comes in, just like I said. And wouldn't you know it, it starts to hold that area. So again, as it gets back above this 60, 63 area, I say, I'm going to get back in because I feel that I was right about the liquidity grab. So now something I was risking $3 or $4 on, I'm already now realized, I think like 40 or 45. So I try again, comes down, gets to that same line, 43, telling myself I'm cutting it if it gets there. We added 72. We're in 60 shares this time, looking for it to come back up. And now all we needed was a point, and we would have been well green at this time, not even extra. So I was planning on taking 50 off once it got up there, if we could, just to make the trade even again. But we would have a good average looking for that big push up that I thought was eventually going to come. However, it breaks it. We take it off. And as you can see, this thing did grind much lower, much further than we thought. And it did try to go back up here a little bit later. But I mean, this isn't the trade I was looking for. But the fact that I went from risking $3 or $4 to losing $60 on it, that's an issue. That's a huge issue. Because what if in the future I'm looking to risk, $30, $40 and I end up losing $600? That's unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And I just got married to the stock. I kept convincing myself ways to stay in it, when had I just cut it right there on this candle, could have been done with it, and that was that. And we would have been down $3-4, and then all these other trades would have ended up, it still was a slow day, but we still would have been green on the day, and probably happy that we cut it, obviously, because it didn't do what we wanted it to do. So anyways, pins was our next trade. This one, as you can see, again, I'm pretty sure this was just speculation that there was a buyout incoming at the bell. Apparently, I tried to do some research. So we get the first move, which was actually a nice move. Previous resistance down here, yesterday's high. Get short, take it off, and as you can see, it just grinded higher all day. Did get one little bit of a pullback here, which was the attempt at a pullback that, if I were stuck in this, that's what I would have been looking for. And then it went higher. So if you didn't get anything off here, it's an obvious cut at high of day. And as you can see, this thing just kept on going. So a bit of a frustrating trade if you got stuck in this one short. But again, no real news as of yet, but just grinded higher all day. So kind of crazy. Next trade was on JD. This one was, again, pretty standard. Previous high from pre-market, made a nice little move up through 63 and 64. Get short, comes down, test that previous resistance, take it off. And as you can see, that ended up going higher as well. Next trade was on open. This one was pretty decent. Range kind of sucked. Previous high from yesterday, and went up to 495. Was hoping it went up through 5, but it didn't. Tried to go higher here. Realized it wasn't. There was a bunch of volume came in, so we actually added, looking for that to be a fake break. Got the pull back, and instead of making like $6, we made 12. So not too bad. And then our last trade was on COTY. This was basically just a fake out breakout, descending triangle that attempted to go higher and failed. Just looking for that area to break. It did. Took profits. Nothing too special there. So that's all I got for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Always appreciate the support. I did have my kids' school thing. We actually missed a couple trades. I think PLBY was one here in the afternoon. And there was one other one, NCR. That was the other one. So frustrating we didn't get those either, but it was a back to school function thing for the kid. He starts on Monday, so that was that. Don't forget to leave comments below if you have any questions or concerns. You can find me on Twitter or in Discord, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.